The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
This is Talkin Cowboys. Streaming live from the Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star in Frisco.
First down, handoff, Elliott plowing to the goal line. Buried, sacked by Lawrence. Prescott keeps it, and he bangs it in for the touchdown.
Now, your hosts, Mickey Spagnola, Rob Phillips, Everson Walls, and Bill Jones.
And what a beautiful Tuesday it is here at the Star in Frisco and inside the SWBC Mortgage Studios, as it is officially now Eagles Week, the biggest week of the season, and lots to get to as we get started on this Wednesday. Bill Jones, Mickey Spagnola, Rob Phillips, and Everson Walls. Everson, four-time Pro Bowler Everson Walls.
Should have been more.
It should have been more. I just went back and looked at it as the Pro Bowl team was announced last night.
So
Everson Walls made the Pro Bowl his first 3 years, 81, 82, 83, skipped a year in 84, and then in 85. 4 out of the first 5 years in the league. It should have been more.
Should have been more.
Yes.
I've never said that. That's crazy.
That's okay.
As I get older,
It's deserved.
It would have been more in the present day.
I'm unfiltered as I
There
get
you go.
older.
A present day with all the people that bail out of the Pro Bowl, you may have not have initially got in, but you would have got in eventually.
Well, people campaigned, man. They campaigned for Pro Bowls back then. I didn't believe in all that crap.
Yeah.
I mean, my game
So you're
should
campaigning
speak
now.
for it. I'm campaigning now, yeah. I was campaigning 3 years ago for the Hall of Fame. I didn't know. I was so unusual for me, but it was fun.
And in honor of National Signing Day today, the Grambling uniform, or the Grambling shirt
baby.
worn by
Hey,
Everson Walls. That's right.
We didn't weep, Scabs.
I heard
Come on,
up
Spags.
in the walk-off, Clarence Hill told us that Emmett's son
E.J.
committed
Smith.
to Stanford.
I was thinking, he had it down to Florida, Georgia, A&M, I can't remember another school, and Stanford. And I saw it last night. I said, I bet he goes Stanford.
Yeah.
And he went Stanford. Wow.
Just for the educational aspect, because the team is okay.
Yeah, I mean,
And you talk SEC versus Pac-12.
Yeah.
They've got a good coach out there.
That's a no-brainer to me. I'm thinking SEC if I want to get some.
Or
They've
maybe-
also really given out some really good running backs as of late out of Stanford. Christian McCaffrey being one of them.
Good point.
Interesting.
And maybe he fits their offense.
He really does,
I
'cause
haven't
I saw
seen
him
him
in
his
the-
stature.
Joe, he is
he
amazing.
built like Emmett or a little slender?
He's built like Emmett, but slimmer.
Uh-huh.
I think faster. Better receiving skills. He's more like a McCaffrey. That's funny. You just brought that up. He's more like a McCaffrey than he is his dad. No doubt about it.
Yep, and in fact, Michael Irvin, we talked about EJ on the last preseason game we did, and when Emmett was in the booth, and I brought it up, and Michael Irvin said, "No, he's not like Emmett. He is more like me." And then he is like because this guy can catch the football.
He really can.
Yeah,
He's a
he was
great
talking about his
receiver out of
receiving.
the backfield.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Great receiver out of the backfield.
So good point right off the top there, Mickey.
Thank
E.J.
you.
Smith, congratulations to E.J., and what a season he had. It was injury-plagued a little bit, but he got Dallas Jesuit deep into the playoffs, and they rode E.J., just like
Yes,
the Cowboys
they did.
used to
Yes,
ride
they
Emmett
did.
back in the day. And now can the Cowboys ride Ezekiel into the playoffs this Sunday against the Philadelphia Eagles? Let's get to the news of the day right off the top. Rob Phillips came into the SWBC Mortgage Studios and said something about Dak's shoulder, which Jason Garrett brought up on his own at the outset of his press
Trouble in
conference.
paradise already.
That was out of character,
Yeah.
right?
Well, it's been, his sprained left non-throwing hand. He's got a finger issue on his right index finger.
Which one is that?
How old are you? And then
Thank you, Rob. Thank you so much.
I tried. It's this one.
and now, apparently, according to Jason Garrett, he's got a banged up right throwing shoulder that popped up in the first quarter, I think.
I think I
of the
found
game.
it.
Was it a run?
So
Early?
it was 8:08 left in the first quarter, 1st and 10 at the 10, and he. No, never mind.
Carry on,
I
Rob.
found it. Yeah.
Is this a blackjack
No,
commercial?
I found it.
What are we doing here?
Look, I don't small.
Jack
I don't know.
Black
Look how
commercial.
small
What we
this
doing
is.
here, man?
He ran.
You got
Do
your
like
glasses
all
on.
old people, man.
He
Open
ran
it up,
on the.
bro.
He
Open it
ran
up.
on the first play for 7 yards.
You know, if you do,
Yes,
you can,
I know.
You can
Yeah,
zoom in on that
That's our
phone
old
there.
people's best friend.
So he made it through the game okay, but he's going to be somewhat limited in practice today, according to Jason Garrett. I don't think the Cowboys are in pads; they're in shells. So I don't know.
Probably out of pad practices.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
You only get about a dozen of those.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So I don't know how much throwing he's going to do today. It's going to be probably more work for Cooper Rush.
I bet not. I bet this is the first practice he was even limited in since he got here. This would be my guess. I don't ever remember
is it that serious?
him being on a practice report.
Based on what you just said, I mean, is it that serious? It's got to be pretty bad.
I think it's something they're going to have to manage throughout the week and get him to a point where hopefully he can be functional throwing the football. And maybe this is more of a precautionary day. Let it rest, let it calm down. But it is something that got sore for him after the game, because I think during the game he was okay getting through it, and then the adrenaline probably calms down and it's sore again. So something to watch.
But you can imagine how many times that's happened. I mean, all the games he's played, it's like a car accident. You're not going to feel it necessarily next day, that night. Sometimes 2 days later.
You're right. I mean,
for him for this moment. That's kind of alarming.
It's a little unsettling, right, if you're a Cowboy fan? Because, I mean, he's been on the injury report in his career, but Mickey's right. I don't really recall him missing much practice time.
And Jason was asked, and he goes, could be. So, yeah, I just don't remember him ever missing a practice.
And Tyron Smith, his eye, there's an issue there.
Y'all ever had a sty in your eye? Apparently, apparently, have you?
Yeah.
That's apparently what happened.
It's got to be. Is it as huge as he is? I mean, like mine are just like little, but is it like size proportionate?
His eye is closed, apparently, according to Jason.
You know what a remedy is for that? You know how you can hack that?
What you got?
Tea bag.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Hot
tea bag.
Well, Jason said a hot cloth, so.
Yeah, hot tea bag. Now you got to put a tea bag in there.
What is
it worked on me. I cannot believe it. It worked on me.
Your green tea that you get every morning?
No green tea. No, you got to go with the regular old.
Somebody told me that about sprained ankles.
What?
It's like put a hot tea bag on your sprained ankle and it'll help cure it faster.
It took my swelling down within 20 minutes. I was at my sister's house and she told me about it. It worked perfectly because I get them every once in a while.
Have you told Luca that he can use a hot tea bag on his ankle?
Go stick.
You know what? He might need some advice.
Pass that along. Yes. Someone pass that along to Luca.
Hot tea and just stick your foot in there.
Just need a big hot tea bag.
That's right. All right.
So that's somewhat. I mean, Cooper Rush doesn't take any snaps in practice. He'll get some this week. I think Jason said, Wednesday and Thursday he gets nothing. So he might get one set on Friday. The life of a backup quarterback.
Jason did say in the press conference about Dak, he's a pretty tough individual. He'll be ready to go.
Right.
So I'm sure they feel like knowing him by Friday, by Saturday, by Sunday, he'll be good. But again, you got to manage it. You got to make sure that he can throw and do all the things he needs to do.
I'm to say that he's going to play, that's one thing. But I want him to play.
Yeah.
I want him to be at full strength.
You're right. It's two different things.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure no one in Philadelphia is sitting there going, all right, Dak's not playing.
Which shoulder is it?
Right.
The right shoulder? We're going at it.
And as you mentioned, the point in the game that it happened, that was the play where he came out of the pocket and Clay Matthews was chasing him down.
Right.
And
I believe that was it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
And the problem with that also is if it's a non-throwing shoulder, you can tie it down, tape it down to do something. But with a throwing shoulder,
you kind of need
want to have
range of motion.
The range of motion, but at the same time.
I wonder if it's a bruise or if it's like a AC joint, because a lot of times if your arm gets stretched out, that's what happens. But yeah, it's not what you wanted to hear.
Nope, not at all. We mentioned Pro Bowls, Everson's Pro Bowls right off the top, and there are 4 Pro Bowl players for your Dallas Cowboys this year. Mm-hmm. That would be Tyron Smith, as well as Zach Martin and Travis Frederick and Ezekiel Elliott. So far, 4.
Right.
Well, we know where our bread is buttered, right?
Yeah, there you go. and it could have been one more because I think Lale Collins has played awfully well this year. I think, and I bet if there's a replacement needed, he may be one of the top couple of guys to.
Or if they specifically did it by the position,
right and left.
Differentiated left and right tackle. Lyle Collins would probably be right at the top as far as right tackles go in this league.
I hadn't seen it
because all the tackles were left tackles.
Okay, I hadn't seen the list. Is it the QB's Is it
it's the old
Garoppolo and
reliables.
Vikings?
They
Kirk
didn't,
Cousins?
No,
they didn't make it either.
Breeze,
Of course, Breeze.
Rodgers,
Of course, Rodgers.
and Wilson.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to argue with
It
those.
is.
Well,
God, Garoppolo had a great year.
Yeah.
he did. And Dak's having a career year too. The Breeze one surprises me because he missed 5 games. And I know he's come back and he set a record the other night. But,
Yeah, man.
But
Breeze is the homecoming king, man. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, the NFL just loves him. If they don't have a selling point, if it's going to be a boring game and the Saints are playing, then all they do is just cue up every Drew Brees reception and completion in life.
like
Going
that.
all the way back to Purdue.
Homecoming king. I like that.
Come on, that's what he is, man. I mean, to me, it's about the game. I think, like, as a DB, I guess, when we go with this whole quarterback thing, I think we get a little bit carried away with it sometimes in regards to how important they are to the team versus the other positions and other aspects of your team. So that's just my beef.
Okay, so
that's my bitch today.
So
that's my morning bitch.
So who are your AFC quarterbacks then?
AFC quarterbacks.
Lamar Jackson,
Of course, Lamar Jackson, but also
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes. That's the only 2 that I can see.
and Deshaun Watson was the other one.
Was he really? Mm-hmm. Wow.
That's kind of surprising.
That is extremely
he's kind of been
surprising.
up and down, right?
His whole team has been up and down.
Yeah, you're right.
And his performance has been up and down. Wow, he made it.
Yep.
I love it now. I mean, because he's exciting as I don't know
That means
what.
he bumped Tom Brady out of there.
How about that?
No Tom Brady.
How about that?
I wonder how many Pro Bowls Tom Brady has actually played in.
Oh, that's
Well,
a
how
good
many
question.
years actually played it?
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good question.
And that's the thing. Like, you think Dak cares if he doesn't? I mean, if he doesn't play in that game, he doesn't care. That
Well,
means you're playing for something.
You know, if he's like Everson, 30 years from now, he'll care.
That's right.
I mean, it's a resume
Should have been
thing,
my
but
third Pro Bowl.
Should have made more. Should have had more.
Now, the left tackles other than Tyron that made it were Taron Armstead and David Bakhtiari, or however
You wanted to say that, Dave, huh?
say it again.
It sounded like you knew what he was talking about.
David, what?
Bakhtiari.
There you go.
There
Very
you
good.
go, Spags.
All
What
right.
about running backs?
Zeke, Dalvin Cook, the aforementioned Christian McCaffrey in the NFC.
Interesting. Those are good picks.
Yeah, I didn't have, it's hard to argue with anything. The wide receivers, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Julio Jones, and Michael Thomas. That's pretty
2
strong.
Tampa Bay
2
Buccaneers.
Bucks. A little surprising, but
They put up some numbers.
Put up numbers.
Who are they? The receiver?
The Mike Evans and
Evans,
Chris
yeah.
Godwin from Tampa Bay, and then Michael Thomas and Julio Jones are the starters.
when's the last time the Cowboys didn't have a defensive player in the Pro Bowl? I'm not saying it's way back, but
Need to pull out my media guide to find that
I didn't
out.
look
would
that
be
one
down
up.
here.
Yeah, maybe that's for the break.
Okay.
I didn't mean to take us down a road, but
Well, I don't think anybody deserved to be there.
No, it's no doubt about that.
Right?
No, none of them deserve to be there.
No, I don't think
No.
anybody got slighted.
in terms of tackles, Jalen's up there in terms of the NFC tackles.
but
But you got 2 spots.
consistency again.
2 spots for inside linebackers and Bobby
These are
Wagner and Kuechly. You're not really going to top those guys most years anyway.
The
They're kinda
Whataburger
locked in.
coaches of the year of the week.
There they are.
Being honored
Coach,
here. Yeah.
coaches. Yeah.
Very nice. And visitors to the press conference?
Yeah, they were in the press conference.
Okay.
Jason mentioned it, and I think he went back in and talked to him afterwards.
Were they having a seminar on how to avoid questions?
Yes. Well, they got one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
He was pretty good. I think they tried 3 times on the Philadelphia rivalry.
That's daily, man. That's
right.
daily.
That's right.
I got to say, guys, with the press conference, I looked at Coach Tomlin the other day after he lost. I think it was Monday night.
Oh, he nailed his quarterback, didn't he?
Yeah, but
What'd he do?
But when you look at it, there are times when he doesn't say jack
No,
either.
most
when
of
he
them.
just says it like we're gonna take care of it, and he looks mean, like "arr," and then everybody's like, "Hey, man, that guy,
He's good,
He's
right?
intense."
Yeah.
yeah, but he's really saying the same thing that Jason Garrett's saying most of the time.
I read the quotes from Peterson's press conference yesterday. What's day? Wednesday? No, I guess it was either Monday. I think it was Mondays. And great quotes, right? They didn't say anything.
didn't say jack.
Oh, how great the Cowboys were, right? I don't know what we're going to do to stop them because we didn't have a very good performance stopping him the first time.
I say we give Jason Garrett a break,
what Tomlin
man.
did though the other day. I heard it on the radio, so I don't know if it's accurate or not. So they decided to. I want to make sure it's the right team now. Hodges, starting quarterback.
Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
Steelers.
That's right.
And they asked him why is Hodges starting instead of going back to Mason Rudolph. And he goes, well, he's got the best chance not to get us killed. Mason?
Tomlin said that?
Yes.
Wow. I don't know about that.
Or at least that's what they said.
Four
And
interceptions.
and that's-
I know.
Yeah.
That's
4 picks.
So the
That was
point
before
was
the game.
he must not like Mason Rudolph.
But that's why Jason Garrett doesn't say stuff
Right.
like that. Because if he did, he knows his position. He knows he's the head coach of the most visible team in sports. And anything he says, anything remotely like that, is going to go viral on social media.
I wouldn't have
That's
been the
why
first
he doesn't
one
do
to
it.
tell you if Jason had done that, right?
Exactly. We would have already known about it if he did it. Not even if we didn't work here.
Best chance not to get us.
That's unfair.
It is.
It's very unfair.
I think it would help his public perception if he was more.
Yeah.
But
And
he's
like,
not
for
going to do
instance,
it.
when he's asked this. Go ahead, Rob.
Well, he's just not going to. He's going to stay on brand. Ultimately, I think it's the right move because
I do
of
too.
his position
I
that
do too.
he's in. But Doug Peterson, when they lost to Miami, and he said he's disgusted and embarrassed and all that. Like Garrett's never going to say stuff like
But
that.
it doesn't matter if you do say that.
Yeah.
It really doesn't. I mean, it's good fodder, it's good theater, but it really doesn't matter. Whatever Garrett tells you, it doesn't really matter.
That's right.
How he says it. He's not going to give you anything. And I must admit, if I was a head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, the way we're separated out from every other team, I wouldn't give y'all jack either. I wouldn't.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, because you're going to turn everything into something.
That's right.
I don't have time for all of that,
And
man.
you can't control.
He is like the Belichick, but just with a smile.
Yeah, and you
That's
can't.
all it is.
You can't.
That's all it
Nice.
is.
He's a nice Belichick.
Yeah.
You can't control sound bites either on TV because they can pick and choose.
Exactly.
They don't
That's
have
right.
to
We
play
do.
the whole
We
thing.
do
right?
that, yep.
And the other side of it is you got Jerry, who speaks three times a week, he's like more fan facing, talking to the fans. Mickey always said that's kind of his, when he's talking, it's more messages to the fans. Jason is more team facing, day to day.
And I think that's by design.
That is by design.
That's
right.
by design, yeah.
Right.
And if you could think back, go back, and everybody thinks how tough Parcells was, right? When Parcells criticizes, it's after a win. He never criticizes his players after a loss. He would stick up for them.
That's right.
That's right.
But after a win, it's like, well, yeah, he's got to do better, or this has got to be better.
Who had the best
But
press?
after a
Who had the
loss-
best amongst Cowboys coaches? Who had the best press conferences?
Well,
Jimmy Johnson.
Unfiltered Switzer.
Switzer.
Was it really?
He was unfiltered.
Not Jimmy.
No.
Not Jimmy.
No.
better than Joe?
Jimmy was good,
yeah.
but Switzer would say stuff off the wall.
Oh, it
and
was
you're
so
going,
funny.
You would
Oh, it
always
was
do
so
a
great.
double take. Like,
Oh, no. I
what did he say?
remember the whole point about the kid. Oh, he's still young. He hadn't dropped yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great line. That's East Texas stuff right there. My people talk like that all
No,
the time.
don't bring it up.
when the Cowboys played Cincinnati, David Shula was the head coach at Cincinnati, and Switzer said, "Well, it's like playing Iowa State."
Wow. Well, he wasn't the only one to get on Little Shula.
and then
But he wasn't mean spirited about it. He didn't mean it like that. It was like in the context of, all right, it's tough to get your team to play against a team that's 2-8 right now. Like it's like playing against
Like the
Iowa
Bengals
State.
now.
when
like
he was
the
at
Bengals now.
Oklahoma,
Yeah.
right?
When he was
and
at
then
Oklahoma.
they
That's right.
barely beat him. Barely beat him. And at the handshake, I think Shula said something like, well, how was Iowa State today? Or something like that.
He was proud of the close game. That lets you know
it
how
was
low
classic.
his bar was.
It was so classic. Okay, and before we go to break, to answer Rob's question about the last time the Cowboys had a defensive player make
Not
the
make.
Pro Bowl,
Not
make the Pro Bowl, it was 2014.
Okay. Well, that was a good year for
It
them.
was a good year. 8 Cowboys made the playoffs, or made the Pro Bowl, and Des Bryant, Travis Frederick, Zach Martin, DeMarco Murray, Tony Romo, Tyron Smith, Jason Witten, and L.P. Ladisar made the Pro Bowl that year.
How do they decide on the deep snapper? Because most of them are 100%, right? LP didn't do anything
I
wrong.
guess
so
the
far.
margin for error is extremely slim.
Or do you look at the list of tackles and see if the deep snapper made any tackles?
I'm sure that's not
which,
it.
by the way,
I'm sure that's not it,
well,
right?
how do you
Because
decide?
deep snappers don't even get touched on On any
It's
kick.
a great question because if you do anything wrong at that job, you're gone. I mean, you don't have a job for any type of consistency, right? You screw up once and they're probably looking around.
I'm sure the snappers have a little union thing going on the side to where they know
I can cover punts.
They know who's done what, who's like the perfect snapper, who does the holder like.
Well,
who does the holder like?
Here's a word of warning. Cowboys playing the Eagles this week. That means the Cowboys are going up against the Pro Bowl long snapper in the NFC this year, Rick Lovato. And Talkin' Cowboys continues in a moment.
Essilor is a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys, helping fans see more and do more with our best vision solutions. Our lens technologies reveal a world more beautiful than you can imagine. For a limited time, get the Essilor Next Gen offer. When you buy the latest generation of Transitions lenses with select Essilor lenses, you can choose a second pair of clear lenses for free with qualifying frame purchases. Restrictions apply. Find a participating eye care professional by visiting EssilorUSA.com. Essilor. See more, do more.
Ready? Okay. Give me an S. S. Give me an O. O. Give me an S. S. Give me an O. O. What's that spell?
So.
Are we gonna win?
Not if we play like we cheered.
Just okay is not okay. Whether it's cheerleaders or your wireless network, AT&T is America's best wireless network. Best network based on GWS 1 score September 2019.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
Do you want the most interesting, up-to-the-minute Dallas Cowboys news straight from the Star in Frisco? How about exclusive and on command? That's right, news and nuggets you can't find anywhere else. With our exclusive Cowboys content on Alexa, you can have all the answers, secrets, stories, and more. What's Stephen Jones thinking during a game? What's Joe Looney's favorite pregame meal? We take your questions to Cowboys players and coaches, and you can hear the answers directly back to you. Just say, Alexa, open Dallas Cowboys.
I'm Jay Novacek, former tight end for the Dallas Cowboys. Back in the day, I was the guy who always got the tough yards, and that's why I run with John Deere today. In fact, I have a John Deere 3025E tractor that can handle any yard work I need to do, even the tough yards way out back. So if you have 1 acre or 1,000, John Deere has the equipment that's just right for you. Visit a John Deere dealer today and run with us. We are the official tractor provider of your Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Talkin' Cowboys.
My turn to make this read this time, since we were talking about other stuff.
High bar, baby.
Annual Christmas at the Star, presented by Albertsons and Tom Thumb, returns to the Star in Frisco. 20-minute show electrifies the Star with a powerful mix of game day excitement and Christmas cheer every Friday and Saturday, 6 p.m. The last chance to catch it. This Friday and Saturday, 6 o'clock, admission and parking. This is key. Admission and parking.
Admission
free.
He had
For more information on the event, visit thestarinfrisco.com.
Yours was exciting.
It's
Mine was flawless.
Mission Christmas at the Star is what that is.
Yes.
This is it. You better go on Friday.
That's right. We are 1 week away from Christmas, and who's got their shopping done?
Actually, my wife does my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
No, not even close. Not even close. Maybe some online shopping.
Yeah, but at least Rob got Christmas cards out.
Did you get it?
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks.
I don't have your address. I'll bring in 2 more in for both you guys and for Kyle. I'll bring it in.
No, I want mine in the mail.
Yeah.
I'm not going for that.
And the reason I got it is because I was still on the mailing list from the wedding. How many years ago?
3 years ago. Yeah.
When's your anniversary?
I don't know, Bill.
You don't know your anniversary?
May 21st. May 21st.
It was just, he wasn't ready.
Yeah,
that's right.
Think about it.
Yeah, I'm set. I'm good.
So you got to go on Valentine's Day, man. Make it easy, bro. See what I'm saying?
So you never forget.
Calculating.
Either one. That's smart.
Another thing we learned in the break there was that back in high school, Mickey Spagnuolo was a long snapper.
Yeah, ish.
Deep snapper.
deep snapper.
I would pay any amount of money to get video evidence
You
of
should
that.
have
There's
been
no
there.
way the ball could fit to his legs, man. I'm telling you, it just can't happen. I got to see that. They got to get a smaller ball. I've signed those mini balls. That's what it was.
those
Those mini
smaller
autograph
Right
balls.
now, yeah,
that's what it was.
There you go.
It wasn't in a game and it wasn't in practice. It was off to the side.
Okay.
When no one, all the guys that played were practicing, right?
You weren't playing?
No, I didn't. I probably stood on the sideline with my little notepad taking notes because I had to write for the student
Little
newspaper.
quality control.
right?
I would.
What did you call the? What was the scrub team called?
The Nut Squad.
Yeah, there it is.
Not the practice squad. We were the Nut Squad.
Okay. All y'all dropped, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
I don't think we had.
Okay,
All
moving
right.
on
On
now.
that note,
Moving
Yes,
on.
All right.
Yes. yes.
Philadelphia's got some injury problems also.
Let's hear it.
By the way, and they had a couple new ones crop up. Their starting linebacker, Camus Grugier-Hill, has a herniated disc in his back and he needs surgery, so they put him on injured reserve. So he's out, and they still don't know for sure on Lane Johnson, their right tackle, who feels like got snubbed in the Pro Bowl voting. He missed last week with a high ankle sprain. Now, if it's a high ankle sprain,
That's
and
tough.
they're saying, well, we're uncertain.
That's tough to
It's
deal
like, how, you don't come back in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and I was reading about some of these injuries. Doug Peterson will say guys are trending in the right direction,
Yes,
but you don't really know what that means. I mean, Lane Johnson, Nelson Aguilar, where are they? They're trending up. They're not trending downward, but does that mean they're closer to playing? We don't know.
Aguilar
We'll
has missed 4 of the last 5 games with a knee, so that's not looking good. And I noticed without Lane Johnson since 2016, they're 4-10. I don't know if there's any correlation there, but they
And he's
end up
right tackle? You said he's
Hey,
right.
right tackle.
right
And Mickey,
tackle.
you are very good pronouncing David Bakhtiari's name.
Yes.
Would you please
I've
pronounce
got
the
it.
name
Yes.
of the replacement for Lane Johnson?
It's Hala Vitae. I shortened his first name.
I want his whole first name.
That's Hala. That's what the nickname the players give him. Okay. They don't try to do the 20-letter first name.
You got it, Bill? You got it?
HALAPOULIVAATI.
Okay, you lost me.
Oh, he's getting the pronunciation
Going to
guide
get
out.
the pronunciation guide out
All right,
for
you work on that. Any other?
So those 2 things are going on.
Not to mention they already
the
have
2
the
wide
receivers
receivers
out.
are on IR, and the star wide receiver now is Greg Ward, the former quarterback at Houston, and I didn't realize it. John Tyler, he was the quarterback there, and he actually beat Mahomes in a district championship playoff game in 2012, 45-38. How about that?
Good information there.
That's good.
Spags. That's pretty good there.
Yeah,
And,
but
and
like
evidently, when he caught the winning touchdown against the Redskins, that was his first NFL touchdown. He got a text message from Mahomes. He goes, "My guy,"
cool. That's
just
cool.
like,
That's
and he
cool.
goes, "And I'm still mad at you."
But it is a different dynamic for this Eagles offense from the first time we saw them. Everson mentioned the receivers that are out. Miles Sanders has taken on a larger role for them in the running game. And
This guy's good.
he
And
is
their
a good player.
Good,
their starter Howard is also been injured.
Right. But
So Sanders is taking
Sanders,
over.
a dual threat, Everson, a guy.
What's his numbers? Because every time I look at him, this guy's breaking tackles, making great moves. He's in the secondary a lot.
glad
Whether
you
it's a
asked.
running play or a passing play, this guy's extremely versatile. What school did he come from?
Penn State.
You're like, wow, this guy's good. This
So
guy's good.
he in against Washington, he had 19 for 122 and a touchdown, 6 catches for 50 and a touchdown. And in the last 5 games that he started, he's got 351 yards rushing.
So now, as a Cowboy coaching staff, all these wide receivers are out.
Circle some guy named Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert.
Yes.
Because that's where they're going. They're throwing to those guys. They're tight ends against
I'm
Washington.
not going to correct him.
What did I say wrong? Goddard?
No.
Nope.
Ertz? Ertz?
Yep. Ernst.
Yeah, close enough, Mick.
Yeah.
It's a mission
I gotta say,
impossible.
Philly has a very
10 for
diverse
116 in that
team
game.
full of names, right?
Yeah, make it
A lot
simple.
of stuff, dude. You got Samoan, you got Nigerian, you've got
How about their left guard? You got their left guard down?
That's not the guy that made the Pro Bowl, is it?
No.
Just another.
I got that one.
Another difficult name. Just another difficult name.
Who is it?
Isaac Seumalo. Seumalo.
Yeah, that's simple.
There you go.
That was easy.
Yeah, it ain't like holla.
He wanted to show off on that one.
Yeah, he's showing off.
That was not enough letters.
But see, he has to do that. He's a broadcaster.
Yeah, but not nearly enough letters. No, you win the challenge.
Yeah.
Spags.
All right. All the Pro Bowlers, it was like you can tell the way the bread is buttered on this Cowboys team, how important, and especially considering the fact that Dak is now nursing another injury. How big are those guys this week against this Eagles team?
I think you're going to see one of those old school ball games. It's just going to be a lot of running. A lot of running. Running backs are going to be the stars of this game. I'm hoping that Deke and Zach. Oh my God, I'm going to get his name right one of these days.
You combined the two.
I did. I'm hoping that Dak is not as injured as I fear that he is. But either way, I think this game is going to have to be won. And I've said it all week, in the trenches, and with what's going on now on our side, as well as what we already know about Carson Wentz and the lack of receivers. Now that Dak has this little small injury, I don't think we should just come out trying to wing it. I really don't. I think we should have a conservative game plan because our defense should be able to stop this team to where we don't have to do anything goofy, nothing too tricky. You want to have some well-timed, deceptive plays in your game plan because that might get you over the top as far as the touchdown in the red zone. But I'm looking at a old school, what they call slobber knocker. Mm-hmm. I remember that word. Who used it? Slobber knocker.
JR and pro wrestling.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what what I'm looking forward to in this game.
It was Keith Jackson.
How's the weather going to be in Philly?
I think it's cold, but no precipitation.
Perfect.
Yeah, probably in the 30s.
Perfect.
By the time they start the game.
Frozen
so
thunder.
the first time around, Zeke had 22 carries for 111 yards. He caught 6 passes for 36.
And that was here.
It was here.
And I recall last year when the Cowboys went to Philly, it was Zeke had a big game in that game too.
That's what I want to hear. How did he play in Philly?
I think the question in the press conference was every time he's played Philly, he's had at least 95 or 96 yards rushing.
That's interesting because they always have a good front, and they're trying to gear up to stop him. But to Everson's point, the biggest key in the game first time around was the defense. They started 4 drives inside Philly territory thanks to
fumble.
Yeah.
And first time all year the Cowboys started any drive inside the opponent's into the field.
First time all year and got 21 points out of it. So and can they take advantage in the secondary again? Because that's been an issue for Philly at times this year. I think Amari went over 100 yards receiving in that game too.
106.
Yeah. So
we don't have to be predictable. We talked about it yesterday. You've got backups. You got Witten. Then you got Jarwin. Okay, you've got Cooper, then you've got Gallup. Then you still have Cobb. Then we have Pollard. We have Elliott. You don't have to force anything to anybody.
Right.
I know Cooper's your guy. But, man, Gallup's your guy too. Cobb needs to be your guy. More on third downs. And I know what they're doing. They're probably thinking, all right, well, he's going to go to Cobb on third down, just like with Cole Beasley. And they're probably favoring him in coverage. But we just don't have to force it to anyone. Jarwin, to me, is one of the more athletic white guys I've seen in a long time, dude. This guy, he does not shy away from contact. When he's down the field, he's looking end zone. He
Norris
doesn't care
Jenkins
who's
didn't want
in the
anything
way.
to do with him.
And he's not the only one. You look at all those runs that he's made when he's down the middle and he's full bore down the sidelines. Nobody wants to tackle this guy. I think he needs to play more. I think he should play more in the clutch, 2-minute. I don't mind having Witten out there. I'll put both of them out there. I think it gives us a great 1-2 punch in the tight end area. This is the way the game is going nowadays, guys. Tight ends, extremely athletic tight ends. Witten's that guy that moves the chains, but Jarwin is that guy that gets it down the field. I think we need to have that combo a little bit more.
He's not a volume catcher. He just makes big
and
plays.
He should be.
And he could be, I think.
Yes.
Blake Yak Jarwin. What do you have? 2 catches for 40 yards last week?
Yeah, come on. And he does it all the time. He does it all the time.
Like a giraffe coming at you.
And to answer Everson's question about how Zeke has done at Philadelphia in his career, he's played in 2 games at Philadelphia. Last year it was 19 carries, 151 yards, nearly 8 yards a carry. And the last game of the 2017 season, 27 carries, 103 yards. So 2 100-yard games.
Last year's game, was that?
That was when they got back on track.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did he not play in 2016?
He didn't play in 2016 in the last game.
Oh, because that was the last game of the year. They sat him.
That's right. All right, we continue with more Talking Cowboys in a moment.
Since 1865, Stetson hats are American-made with pride right here in Texas. And Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Want to show your Texas and team pride too? You can. By purchasing your own Stetson, you can look just like how the flag guys do on field at every home game. Stetson hats, the official crown of all self-respecting Cowboys, and your favorite football team. Get yours today in the Stadium Pro Shop or at Stetson.com.
Ready? Okay. Give me an S. S. Give me an O. O. Give me an S. S. Give me an O. O. What's that spell?
So.
Are we gonna win?
Not if we play like we cheer.
Just okay is not okay. Whether it's cheerleaders or your wireless network, AT&T is America's best wireless network. Best network based on GWS One score September 2019.
Essilor is a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys, helping fans see more and do more with our best vision solutions. Our lens technologies reveal a world more beautiful than you can imagine. For a limited time, get the Essilor Next Gen offer, where you buy the latest generation of Transitions lenses with select Essilor lenses. You can choose a second pair of clear lenses for free with qualifying frame purchases. Restrictions apply. Find a participating eye care professional by visiting EssilorUSA.com. Essilor. See more, do more.
So, you're shopping, and that's when you see it. Aisle 23. Dr. Pepper stacked from top to bottom as far as the eye can see. The phrase too good to be true comes to mind, yet there it is. A rich, delicious Dr. Pepper paradise. Wait, did that can of Dr. Pepper just open itself for you? They all are. As if to say, so nice to treat you. And even though it feels weird to talk to a can, you pick one up and say, it's so nice to be treated. Dr. Pepper, so nice to treat you.
Back to Talkin' Cowboys.
So you guys that haven't done your shopping, you've got 2 days left to send your holiday list packing on getjackblack.com. Free 2-day shipping, and I tested it. If you spend $75, and my order was being shipped today, and it's supposed to get there by Friday. So 2-day shipping. Go to getjackblack.com and use the code SHIP.
I can see you glowing right now, Spags. It's working for you.
Mick tested and approved on the delivery.
That's right. You don't know whether it worked yet or not because you don't get it till Friday?
Ask me Friday. Or ask me next Monday. I'll let you know. Okay. Well, it's not coming to me. I didn't buy it for myself.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
He has some already.
I'm expanding for Jack Black here.
That's nice. So I'll expect it on Friday.
Yes, absolutely.
Along with your holiday card.
That's
Rob.
right. Yeah.
That's coming tomorrow, guys. Friday at the latest.
I try to get my holiday cards there by the 1st of January.
You do your own?
Well, who's going to do
it? You guys are good, man. I don't do any of that stuff, man. You guys are really good.
Well, you've trained your wife better than I have.
Trained. Oh, my God. You're not married, obviously, right? You use that term. We're going to have protests outside the Star.
Right.
All right. We've got the break waiting out here, so we don't have much time left. We got off to a later off to a later start. So
you guys owe us 5 minutes.
So we need to fill this last minute or so very well.
The boss is waiting outside.
How do you want to fill this last minute?
We were comparing numbers, Dak versus Rodgers.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Put an exclamation point on Dak in the Pro Bowl.
So Dak's got he's ranked 3rd in completions. Rodgers
is third in the league.
And Rodgers is tied for 11th. Dak is 2nd in yards. Rodgers is 11th. Dak's 5th in average per attempt, and Rodgers is 15th. Dak is 4th in touchdowns, and Rodgers is 9th.
I agree.
Dak got hosed.
Yeah, the key thing is wins. I mean, just like the MVP voting,
That's
the last day to vote for the players and coaches was last Friday. And at that point, the Cowboys lost 3 games in a row, and they took the quarterbacks who have won the most games. Yeah. That's what it came down to.
Well, that was my answer when, the thing about MVP came up, right? Is Dak an MVP candidate? I go, yeah, he is, but the team isn't. And so you know darn well, however well you played as a quarterback, if your team's 500, you ain't the MVP.
Pro Bowls are not about MVPs. It's about numbers.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
That's what Pro Bowl's about.
And by the way, I don't understand.
But the MVP, you better have a winning
totally
record,
different,
right?
Totally different.
In this day and age, with the internet and everything, why in the world they vote on the Pro Bowl with 3 games left in the season is beyond me.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's nearly a quarter of the season still to be played, and we're voting on the Pro Bowl.
That was because back in the day they had to mail them.
That's
in,
right. That's right.
Did you guys fill them out like you filled out a form?
We would, and we bring it to the practice field. Actually, sometimes we do it right there at the practice field.
Mm-hmm.
Really, not like a meeting in the meeting room.
No. Well, no. What I mean is in the meeting room. Yes,
okay.
At the practice field, in the meeting room. That's what we did it.
Yeah.
All right, that does it for this edition of Talking Cowboys.
Oh, man, I want to work more for free.
Sorry, we shorted you guys, but
we'll talk at you again tomorrow.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this,